All right, YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. It is Monday, May 13th. We got two NBA playoff games to jump into in today's video. Like we always do, we're going to go through each of these games. I'm going to give you my lean on the spread. I'll give you my lean on the total. We'll talk about any other plays that we like in the game as well, like player props or parlays, which we do have a parlay between these two games at the end of the video, so make sure to stay tuned for that. Plus 464 odds, so keep an eye out towards the end of the video for that. But nonetheless, guys, keep an eye on the pinned comment as well. That's where all of our final plays will be. Everything we talk about in the video I love and I like and I'm leaning towards, but you'll see what we actually lock in ourselves if you do want to ride with me or if you do want to fade me. Keep an eye on that pinned comment. And overall, let me know in the comments as well if you like both games in the same video and we cover both of them, it's a little bit longer, or if you like the splitting up the two separate games in two separate videos on the channel. We've done both, kind of playing around in the playoffs here, so let me know in the comments whether or not you like them in the same video or two separate videos for the games here. But nonetheless, in terms of last night, pretty damn good night. We're now on a 5-0 run. This is a mini sweep. We'll take it. We're not going to pull out the money gun or anything like that, but you know what? Screw it. Impromptu money gun, mini sweep, and I only do that because we went 3-0 2 nights ago. So now we've had a sweep and then a mini sweep in the last 2 nights, and now I got a lot of money to pick up here. Please hold. This is the part that's incredibly annoying, but we'll take the sweeps, right? All right, there we go. So, like I said, we swept on, what would that have been? We swept on Saturday, mini sweep on Sunday. Hopefully we can keep that momentum going into today as we have 2 games. And I do have a few plays in both of these that I am really liking. Our ride of the day we will bring back here, so use that hashtag ride of the day in the comments, guys. I'm jumping on board with one person's pick, giving you a shout out in the next video, win or loss. I'm also shouting you out over on my Twitter right there, so make sure to follow me there, or over on my X, I should say. But nonetheless, guys, let's go ahead and jump into this. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and again, keep an eye on the pinned comment for all of our final plays. We have the Cavs here down 2-1 in this series. They are 9-point dogs at home. Total sitting at 207.5. This is a tough. I'm a Celtics fan, by the way. I keep saying that in every video so you guys can know where my bias lies. At least I'm telling you transparently. I do think that this is another spot in which the Celtics showed that they could bounce back, right? Game number 2, they just don't look all that great. They lose, what was it, by 22? Something like that. And it's like, oh boy, that ain't the best, right? But then all of a sudden they go ahead and they bounce back and win 106-93 by 13 in game number 3. And we kind of saw that. I'm not trying to say that it's the exact same type of series, but we saw that in Miami when they played Miami. They lose game 2 in Boston, then they go to Miami, they win by 20 plus points, and then they never looked back from that point on, right? And obviously we still kind of want to monitor Jared Allen, but even Donovan Mitchell now listed as a game time decision, which would be a massive blow to the Cavs. I have a feeling that he's going to play. It's a strained left calf. We didn't really see too much of that affecting him when he had 33 points in game number 3, right? But apparently he did hurt it then, so keep an eye on that. But overall, I can't help but lean towards my Celtics here, -9. Like, this is a spot in which I could see a double-digit win. If we start to see the Celtics all of a sudden not kind of carrying that momentum like they did in Miami, then we could take it from there and kind of readjust. But as of right now, these 2 series have gone kind of the same way. Celtics win game 1, then they lose game 2. They go to Cleveland/Miami and put on a show, and then maybe things go according to plan for the Celtics, right? They just never look back. So give me the Celtics -9. I also don't mind the over in this game. We've now seen 3 games where one team drops, 100 plus, and the other team stays below 100. At some point, there's too much talent on both of these teams. At some point, I think we're going to see both teams go off for 105 plus, which would cover this total. So I'm going to lean towards the over in this one as well. Now for player props, we can go ahead and jump in and take a peek at Outlier. If you guys don't know what Outlier is, this is my favorite player prop research tool. They have every play that's imaginable out here, and you can go in and dissect it just like we're going to do with Evan Mobley here. I like his over 14.5 points here. He's done it in all 3 games this series. Luke Cornett, Al Horford, like, these are guys that are not having, and even when they try and go Xavier Tillman, not having much success against the length of Mobley. I did consider his points plus rebounds here at 25.5, but it's just a little bit too high. Like, his rebound line, just looking at his rebound line alone, His rebound line set to 10.5. I don't really love that overall, averaged under that during the season. So I think I go right back to his points. In fact, 15.5 is now available for plus money. I don't hate that, but I think we stay a little bit more conservative and look at his over 14.5, in which he's done in 3 straight games here against the Celtics. Even looking at his head-to-head, he's done in 6 of his last 8. These 2 outliers, look at the minutes. You know, I guess this one's not an outlier, but if he plays, say, 32 plus minutes, you're gonna remove that one, which you know he's gonna play that many. So let's go 32 plus minutes, right? He's done it in the 5 of 6 that he's faced off against the Celtics. Obviously, these series he's gonna play 30 plus minutes as well. So Evan Mobley over 14.5 points is something that I really like. It's also included, and I don't know if I mentioned this at the beginning of the video. I think I did, but we have a parlay between both games that I want to talk about. This play is included in that as well. So make note of that. But nonetheless, yeah, 14.5 points for Evan Mobley. I think he can get it done again. The way he's been playing, he's just way too long and I guess athletic for whether they want to put Horford or Tillman on him. He's kind of going up and over them, or Cornette, who he's just a little bit too fast for overall. So first play here is going to be Evan Mobley over 14.5 points. We stay on the Cavs side of the ball here, and I look at Max Strus under 2.5 assists. So he's cashed the under here in 7 of his last 10 and in 5 straight games. Obviously, every game so far this series, head-to-head as well. You can see he's not getting many potential assists, so this is where the series starts. 2, 3, 5. I don't anticipate him getting much more than 5, and even with 5, that should result in, 2 for him, a guy that doesn't convert his potential assists, too many assists. I don't mind taking a peek at this and saying, okay, well, even if he gets 5 potential assists again, I think he ends with 2 assists, just like he did in game number 3 there. And the Celtics, 5th fewest assists allowed on the season overall. Middle of the pack in terms of against his position. If he gets any shooting guard run, I like that. I don't anticipate him to, because Donovan Mitchell's going to be playing that, but if he does get any, playing bigger at a smaller position, Celtics limit assists really well there. So I think this could be a good spot. Again, he's hit in 3 straight games and 4 straight against the Celtics overall. So those are the player props there. Again, just I guess to recap that game, I like the Celtics minus the points. I like the over a lot. And then Max Strus under 2.5 assists and Evan Mobley over 14.5 points. So let's go ahead and jump into the next game here, which this is a series. I'm excited to talk about this one. Let's get to it. We're looking at game number 4 of the Thunder taking on the Mavs. Did I say it was game number 3 of the Celtics and Cavs? Game number 4. Maybe I didn't. But Mavs at home here, they're actually favorites in this spot at -1, which they were favorites in game number 3 as well. But obviously the home team has been the favorite here. I like the Thunder, though. I think this is a spot in which people are getting kind of infatuated with the fact that the Mavs, took one in OKC and then one in game number 3. But this Thunder team should be able to bounce back here. Let's not act like we didn't see a 117-95 game in game number 1, right? So a lot of people down on the Thunder right now. It is a spot in which 71% of the bets are on the spread. Dallas minus the 1. So a lot of people thinking Dallas. But if you look at the money line percent of money, 66% of money on OKC here, and that's plus 102. So I do think for some plus money, I'm going to lean towards OKC, not just a plus 1 point, but on the money line. The total sitting at 215. I think if OKC bounces back, they're going to go out there and score 115 themselves, and I don't think it's going to be a blowout this game. So I think it's going to be an over type game as well. And I know we keep getting comments like, it's playoff basketball. I understand it. I've been taking and leaning a lot of overs, but it's been working for us. Lucky? Probably, but still, give me the over 215 in this spot. Now, I do have 2 player props. We've already hit them before. This first one's going to be one that we've hit plenty, and he's hit plenty, 9 of his last 10. We're looking at Lou Dort here, over 1.5 3-pointers made. DraftKings has this at -120. Obviously, other sportsbooks, even ESPN bet at -150. Caesars -154. So there's some value in this one. Head-to-head, he's done it in 3 straight games, which is all this series. And what I like is the attempts. If you're going to give me 5 to 7 attempts here, I think he's going to be able to make at least 2, shooting 39% of the year. So yeah, if you give me 5 attempts, he should be able to knock down 2 of those just based on his percentage, or I guess, 1.9, but nonetheless over that 1.5 line. This is a Dallas team that's perimeter defense can be good, honestly, but overall, we've seen Lou Dort get those catch and shoots because they're collapsing on the ball handler, whether it's Shea, whether it's even Giddey at times, Williams. Like, Dallas is sending a lot of guys here, and Lou Dort's been like, hey, I'll stand in the corner and I'll try and make a 3, and obviously it's kind of worked out for him, right? So the volume's going to be crucial. The minutes will be crucial, but we're not asking for a lot of him to go out there and hit 2 of these. Second player prop, we're flipping to the other team. We're going to Daniel Gafford, who this is going to be the teller. Do I have the Daniel Gafford whisperer in me? Which, kind of a terrible player to be like the Daniel Gafford whisperer, right? My man Austin over at Calling Our Shot is the Jalen Brunson whisperer, and I'm the freaking Daniel Gafford whisperer. Love to see that. But we've been hammering his points. We took the over. And then we took the under. So I think that we have a little bit of a good read here. And what I like about this one, this is going to be a home game, which he had 19 last time they played at home. This game was the first home game they played, and he didn't. So obviously there's a little bit of progression if this was a true sort of number, obviously, right? But the bigger thing is that if you look at both the losses, and again, I like OKC to win here. You look at the losses. He's had 16 and 19 in both of the last losses against the Thunder. Last game being game number 2 in which they lost. Game number 1 in which they lost. So I do think that if I think the Thunder win, Gafford starts to get some cleanup points and everything like that. And we do have no Maxi Kleber still. We don't have Luka, or Luka's a little bit banged up. He should play. But I like this spot. If the Mavs are going to come out there and play good basketball, but the Thunder are ultimately going to win, and I like the over, a lot's correlating to him to having, maybe 5 easy layups and getting us 10 points. And for the odds, -102, I can't hate that whatsoever. Now, guys, like I said, I have a same game parlay plus. It's over on BetMGM. If you guys are not aware of BetMGM's deals and everything like that, you really should go test it out. Like, this sportsbook has some of the best same game parlay odds out there, and I mean it. Compared to what we're looking at. So we plug this exact same game parlay into multiple sports books, and the odds are crazy. I'll show you in just a second, but I have a link for BetMGM in the pinned comment. You can go sign up over there. You get up to $1,500 back if your first bet doesn't win. What type of deal is that? You literally have such a protection there, so go check it out. You throw in anything, and if it doesn't win, you can get up to $1,500 paid back if that bet doesn't cash. It's going to come via way of bonus bets, but I know a lot of people are on all of the other big players out there. Do not sleep on BetMGM and their odds. In fact, let me show you what I'm talking about here. Let's jump in, and I'm sharing my screen. This is the same game parlay. Before we even break down each leg, plus 464, right? Over on DraftKings, this same exact parlay is a plus, actually, half of it. Let me add the rest into it because this looks like it cut out a few of the legs. There we go. Now it's in a plus 250 parlay compared to a plus 455, actually. And then we have a nice little boost. So over on, so if we can open this in a new tab for you, over on BetMGM right now, we have a 33% payout boost. So we're going to use that as well. But even without that, looking at great odds for plus 605. If this parlay hits, we'll give away someone that comments on this video. Parlay, we'll give away $50 there. So again, breaking down these legs, Evan Mobley 15 plus. We already talked about that, right? That's one of the plays that we like. I also like Derek White over 2.5, so 3+ threes made. Donovan Mitchell 3+ 3-pointers made. Moving on to the next game, PJ Washington 2+ threes, and then Lou Dort. We like him over 1.5, right? But hell, for the parlay, we'll throw in 1+, and again, $25 max for this boost, but it turns into a plus 605 parlay. If this bad boy hits, we'll throw it in. If this bad boy hits, we will give away again $50 to someone in the comments. But guys, I'm not kidding. Go check out BetMGM. Some of the deals they have in the same game parlay odds are kind of mind-blowing. Like, they're beating by like plus 200 some of these other books out there. So go check it out, guys, for the NBA playoffs. That link is in the pinned comment. Sign up, and if your first bet does not win, you'll get up to $1,500 back in bonus bets. So go check out BetMGM. Yeah, I'm like shocked. In all these same game parlays we've been thrown in so far for the playoffs, been going in mostly on BetMGM because of the odds discrepancy. It's pretty crazy. But nonetheless, guys, that's going to wrap it up for today's video. Again, let me know in the comments if you guys do like the separate videos or if you like the joint video here. If we do a same game parlay or a same game parlay plus on BetMGM here, it probably makes sense that we have, I guess, the joint video in some degree so we could talk about both games. But nonetheless, let me know in the comments what you guys like. Appreciate you tuning in. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Go check out BetMGM. Seriously, and I'll catch you guys in the next one, all right? Peace out.